Hello and welcome. It's time to get ready for sleep. Find your most comfortable, coziest spot and let your body grow heavy and relaxed tonight. We are going on a journey high above the world, up into the soft, quiet sky to meet a very special friend. Close your eyes, take a slow, gentle breath, and let the story begin. High above the world, so high that the mountains were just little green wrinkles below, lived the Cloud Shepherd. He wasn't a shepherd of sheep, but of clouds. His beard was as soft and white as a thunderhead, and his voice was as low and gentle as a distant rumble of thunder on a warm summer afternoon. Every day, he would guide his fluffy, white flock across the great blue pasture of the sky. He would lead them to the sun for warmth, and to the high, clear streams of the jet stream for a cool drink. He loved his clouds, and he knew every single one by its shape and its spirit. His favorite was Nimbus, the smallest and youngest cloud in the flock. Nimbus was no bigger than a puff of dandelion fluff, and he was still learning how to be a proper cloud. He was a little shy and would often tuck himself away behind the bigger, braver thunderheads. As twilight painted the edges of the world in shades of violet and blue, it was time for the flock to rest. The Cloud Shepherd would guide them to a calm, quiet corner of the sky, far from any strong winds, where they could drift and dream until morning. But as the last of the sun's light faded completely, the shepherd noticed something was wrong. While all the other clouds were settling into a peaceful, puffy sleep, little Nimbus was trembling. The darkness scared him. He felt so small and lost in the vast, inky blackness of the night. The Cloud Shepherd sat down on the edge of the sky and leaned in close to the little cloud. "What is it, little one?" he rumbled, his voice as soft as a fog. Nimbus shivered and whispered, a sound like a tiny puff of air, that he was afraid of the dark. "Ah," said the shepherd with a knowing smile. "But the darkness is when the best dreams come." He told Nimbus a secret. He said that all little clouds, when they sleep, dream of the place they will one day return to, the great, wide, beautiful sea. He began to tell Nimbus stories of the ocean. He described water so blue it mirrored the sky, and gentle waves that whispered secrets to the shore. He told him of the sun making a path of sparkling diamonds on the water, and of the moon pulling the tides in a slow, sleepy dance. Nimbus loved the stories, but he was still a little scared. "The sea has the sun and the moon to keep it company," he whispered. "I have nothing. I am just a dark cloud in the dark sky." The shepherd looked at the moon, and then he looked at the stars, and a wonderful idea began to form in his mind. "If you need a light," the shepherd said softly, "then a light you shall have." He stood up, reached his great staff high into the heavens, and with a movement as gentle as a breeze, he scooped up a handful of the brightest, most sparkly stars, holding them like a net full of glittering jewels. He brought the staff down slowly and, with the utmost care, he tipped the end towards Nimbus. One by one, the tiny, captured stars trickled down and disappeared into the little cloud's soft, white fluff. They didn't fall through. They stayed, nestled deep within him. Nimbus felt a gentle warmth spread through him. He looked down at himself and saw that he was no longer dark. A soft, creamy light was beginning to pulse from his very center. It was a gentle, sleepy glow, a lullaby made of light. He wasn't afraid anymore. "You see," the shepherd rumbled, "the sea you dream of has its own stars, too. Deep in the quiet, dark water, there are gentle creatures that create their own light. They glow just like you, lighting up the darkness with their quiet beauty. Now, you have a light of your own." With his new inner light, Nimbus finally felt safe. He snuggled in between two big, sleepy clouds, and their soft warmth, combined with his own gentle glow, made him feel cozier than he had ever felt before. The vast, dark sky was no longer scary. It was just a big, quiet room for dreaming. And as he drifted off to sleep, he began to dream. He dreamt he was floating over the great, wide sea the shepherd had told him about. He watched the moon pull the water in a long, slow, sleepy breath, ... in and out. He dreamt of the sound of the waves, a soft, rhythmic she that whispered secrets to the sand. Each wave that came to shore was like a gentle goodnight kiss for the sleeping world. His dream took him deeper, under the waves, two gardens made not of flowers, but of colorful, living coral. He saw schools of sleepy fish, tucked into their tiny sea caves for the night, safe and sound. He dreamed of the ocean all night long, and when he awoke, the sky was already blushing with the soft colors of dawn. The darkness was gone, and the first warm rays of the sun were beginning to stretch across the sky. That morning, Nimbus didn't hide behind the other clouds. He floated right alongside them, feeling brave and bright in the morning sun. He knew that when night returned, he had his own special light to keep him company. The Cloud Shepherd watched his little cloud, and his heart was full. He knew that Nimbus had learned a valuable lesson. Sometimes, the thing you are most afraid of holds the key to the most beautiful dreams. The day passed in a slow, peaceful drift. The shepherd guided his flock across the sky, letting them drink in the sunlight and grow big and fluffy. It was a perfect, lazy day. And as the day began to end once more, the sun said its long, colorful goodbye. It was time for the shepherd to lead his flock to their resting place for the night. As the sky darkened, Nimbus did not feel a single shiver of fear. He found his cozy spot and settled in, waiting patiently for the stars to appear. And as the last light of the sun vanished, the little stars within him began to glow. He was his own lantern now, a soft, comforting light in the vast, beautiful darkness. He noticed a brand new little wisp of a cloud, even smaller than he was, shivering in the dark. Nimbus remembered his own fear, and he floated closer, letting his gentle, warm light wash over the tiny cloud until its trembling stopped. The Cloud Shepherd watched as his little cloud, who was once so afraid, now used his own light to comfort another. A slow, proud smile spread across the shepherd's face. His flock was safe. His flock was kind. And so, the night was peaceful. The big clouds dreamed their big cloud dreams, and the little clouds dreamed their little cloud dreams, all tucked in safely in their soft, dark bed in the sky. And as Nimbus closed his eyes, his dreams returned him to the sea. He felt himself rocking gently on the slow, peaceful waves, a sound and a feeling as comforting as a lullaby. The little cloud was no longer afraid of the dark, for he had learned that the dark was just a quiet place for dreams to grow. And he had found that the brightest light of all was the one he now carried inside himself. The nights came and went, each one a soft, quiet blanket drawn over the world. The Cloud Shepherd watched, his love for his flock as deep and as endless as the sky itself. He knew his little clouds were safe, and every night, little Nimbus would glow. His light wasn't for being seen from far away, or for being the brightest. It was a soft, sleepy light, just for him and for any little cloud nearby who needed to feel safe. The night wind whispered its softest songs as it passed by the sleeping flock. It knew not to blow too hard, so that their dreams would be sweet and their rest would be deep. The moon watched over them all, a kind, silvery face in the darkness. She was the great nightlight for the whole world, making sure everything was peaceful and still. Nimbus's dreams of the sea were no longer full of new sights, but of familiar feelings. The feeling of being rocked gently by the waves, the feeling of the sun's warmth on his surface, the feeling of being part of something vast and peaceful and whole. And seeing his flock so peaceful, the Cloud Shepherd felt his own eyelids grow heavy. His long day was done. It was time for the shepherd himself to rest. The whole sky was ready for sleep. The stars began to twinkle a little more slowly. The great dark blue of the night felt like a big, soft, cozy quilt. A single star drew a sleepy silver line across the sky, a final goodnight wish before it, too, went to sleep. And far below, the world was still. The houses were dark, the fields were quiet, and the great wide ocean was breathing its slow, sleepy rhythm. And now it is time for you to join them. It is time for you to float away into your own peaceful, wonderful dreams. Your body feels heavy and warm. Your pillow is so soft, so gentle, breathing in all the peace of the night sky. Your blankets are tucked all around you, keeping you safe. You are warm and peaceful. Good night, kind shepherd. And now, little Nimbus is fast asleep, tucked safely in the Cloud Shepherd's warm and cozy beard. He is dreaming of gentle waves and sparkling light, no longer afraid of the dark. The sky is quiet, and the stars are watching over them. I hope you are feeling just as safe and sleepy to Dot. There are so many more magical friends to meet and wonderful dreams to discover. If you would like to drift away with us for another story, you can ask your grown-up to tap the subscribe button. That way, we can all travel to a new adventure together. Until then, sleep well, and may your dreams be as bright and as beautiful as a sky full of stars. Good night.